now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight, a St. Louis grandmother's desperate statewide search for her grandson.
He's 19 years old. How do he just vanish?
The concerning comments he told her on the phone right before he disappeared.
Another taste of spring this week. Why these warmer temperatures may have you sniffling.
Our top story, maintaining law and order. A heated meeting in a small Missouri town drawing a big crowd about the future of policing.
Tonight's Board of Aldermen meeting in New Haven comes just weeks after the city dissolved its entire police department. Good evening, I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. The New Haven department was disbanded after the new police chief resigned in dismay just 23 days after taking the job. New Haven is located in Franklin County. That's about an hour and 20 minutes west of St. Louis. Our Laura Barczewski was at tonight's packed meeting where many residents were left frustrated.
The Franklin County Sheriff's Office took over after the city of New Haven dissolved its police department. They were here tonight and were able to answer some of the residents' questions, but the city officials did not come forward during the meeting. At the end of January, the newly appointed New Haven Police Chief, John Hallquist, resigned after just a few weeks on the job. He said he couldn't be part of the department after learning things that were not disclosed prior to taking the job. One particular concern dealt with the proper handling of evidence. They only had about 3 officers left, forcing the city to dissolve the police department altogether. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office took over, signing a 6-month contract to protect the town to the tune of more than $59,000 per month. Chief Deputy TJ Wild addressed the packed room of concerned residents to give them updates regarding the mishandling of evidence. Some of those issues have been resolved.
So once we got here, I got into the computer system, and through some digging and looking through some other papers, I learned that the item that we believed, or he believed, was missing wasn't missing. It was returned to the owner.
Residents are still concerned about safety, but have noticed an increased presence of highway patrol and sheriff's deputies.
Of course, our utmost concern is the safety, our children's safety, because we know that there's criminal activity in our town. But I also have to question, with having such a small police force and not immediate attention, what does that do to the value of our property?
And city officials did very little to explain during the meeting what's going to happen in the coming months. But I was able to speak with the mayor afterwards, who says they'll let the Franklin County Sheriff's Office finish its investigation into the dissolution, and then they'll decide what comes next. But paying officers is their biggest challenge, and it takes up most of the city budget.
Harmon is short-staffed. Rosebud, Gerald, all of these places are short-staffed. I mean, we may have to do like that North County co-op a while back and actually maybe see about doing a co-op. We're not sure. We're asking the appropriate people in the sheriff's department and trying to figure something out.
The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says they will update the public and the city on their findings and will be serving as the main authority here in New Haven until the end of July. Reporting in New Haven, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
A chilly night for Drake fans leaving the Enterprise Center tonight. The snow missed St. Louis. The temperatures are dropping below freezing.
All right, so what can you expect in the morning? Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with that weather first forecast.
It is going to be pretty chilly for us heading out the door tomorrow morning, but outside of being cold, skies have generally become clear across the area. And right now, looking up into North St. Louis County and Florissant, everything is nice and quiet. The storm system went by to our south today. It's snowing, of all places, now in Nashville. That's Nashville, Tennessee. It went across southwest Missouri, Arkansas border, and then now into Tennessee, staying well to our south. Our skies have cleared out. We're seeing temperatures dropping through the 30s now. Pacific's already down to 28 degrees. So it is going to be a chilly morning tomorrow morning. We're talking temperatures in the 20s with mainly clear skies overnight. Spring-like weather's on deck here for the middle part of the week. No significant rain or snow for Valentine's Day. We'll see in a few minutes. Looking at the weekend ahead.
All right, looking forward to that, Scott. A disruption tonight in emergency services in North St. Louis County. Ambulances are being diverted from DePaul Hospital because of a water main break on campus. SSM Health says it has activated an emergency operations plan to ensure patient care continues. Missouri American Water tells 5 on Your Side this particular main is not part of its infrastructure.
Tonight, a St. Louis grandmother continues to search for her 19-year-old grandson in Kansas City. She last heard from him nearly 2 weeks ago. New tonight, she's sharing her growing concerns with our Robert Townsend. Robert.
Mike Tacona Donald Sullivan says she hasn't slept in days. The weary grandmother just wants to find her missing grandson. The case now has the attention of Kansas City police. It's been an agonizing time for Tacona Donald Sullivan and her family.
I just got a lot of unanswered questions.
She hasn't talked to her grandson, Tamontez Hurt, in almost 2 weeks, and with each passing minute, her fears grow.
He's 19 years old. How do he just vanish?
Hurt is a freshman at Missouri Western University and lives on campus. That's about an hour from Kansas City. His grandmother says on the morning of February 1st, Tamontez called her with some kind of mental distress.
I don't know what happened.
She says he was at the home of a woman he'd apparently recently met. Grandma admits her grandson smokes marijuana.
And I kept on hearing them asking the girl, like, what did you give me? What did you lace me with? You know, and then I'm like, who is that? And then so he was like, Granny, I don't know.
That's when Donald Sullivan then called the hospital, who sent police to the woman's house.
Police was asking him, what's happening? He said, I think somebody laced me.
His grandmother says Hurt went to an emergency room.
They should have sent him upstairs to find out what had him mentally disturbed.
She says the hospital did not admit Tamontez, but gave him sodas and a voucher to catch a cab to a Greyhound bus station. Hurt was last seen hours later on this street video trying to walk inside the station, but it was closed. He hasn't been seen since.
My heart says that he's alive.
Hurt's grandmother canvassed Kansas City streets, passed out 700 of these flyers, and will return to the city Tuesday to keep searching for him.
I gotta go back. That my grandson is still there. I gotta go get my baby.
A Kansas City Police Department spokesperson tells us Tamontez Hurt is listed as a missing person, and a report has been taken and assigned to a case detective.
Robert, thanks. A third man is now behind bars in connection to a shooting that critically injured a 13-year-old girl in Alton. Kevin Sanders is charged with attempted first-degree murder. Those are the same charges Alvin Perry III and Rayshawn Colvin are facing. All three are accused of firing a gun in the direction of 13-year-old Renaya Stewart. She was standing on a porch outside a home on Highland Avenue when she was shot. Police say she was not the intended target.
Tonight, Florissant police are investigating a shooting outside of McDonald's that left one person hurt. It happened yesterday afternoon at the restaurant on Shackelford. Someone in the restaurant shared video with us showing the front door was shattered by gunfire. The victim is expected to be okay. No one else was hurt. No word of any arrests.
A baby in Florissant was alive tonight thanks to a living donor. She was born with a liver disease that impacts about 1 in 12,000 newborns.
5 on your side's Andy Kroll met with the little girl's family tonight and talked to the doctors who made it all possible.
Born on July 7th, 2023, Eden Hernandez's parents, Sarah and Kevin, noticed 2.5 months later something was wrong with their first child.
Her skin was jaundiced, her pediatrician noticed, her family noticed, and she came in for further workup. And biliary atresia is a disease where the bile ducts outside the liver don't form correctly or actually become scarred over time, which then in turn damages the liver.
There was nothing that I could do, and not being able to provide in ways that I felt like I needed to.
Eden needed a liver transplant and a matching donor. She would find one in her family, her cousin-in-law, Nadia Hussein.
And I remember the one question that really stuck out was the last question: on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing would you be to be that donor if you were chosen? And I said 10. I didn't even blink. I didn't even hesitate. It's 10.
After flying in from New Jersey, Nadia gave a third of her liver to Eden at Barnes Jewish Hospital on January 18th. With an extraordinary living liver donation like this, doctors say Nadia's liver would grow back fully in 4 to 6 months. Eden will hopefully have this liver for the rest of her life.
There's nothing I would do. There's nothing I wouldn't do to save my children, to keep my children healthy. I can't imagine any parent not thinking that way.
For the past 2 weeks, Eden's parents say it's unbelievable to have her home from the hospital.
Don't take for granted the day-by-day things that we have here. It's, the mundane things actually have become more special and important to us.
Eden's doctor says only about 15% of liver transplants for children come from a living donor like this. Children who are less than a year old have a significantly higher risk of dying while waiting for a liver transplant.
Well, today marks the 215th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. While Illinois is the land of Lincoln, the 16th president was born in Kentucky. A wreath-laying ceremony was held today at his birthplace memorial. It will stay up until President's Day, which is next Monday. Celebrations were held over the weekend in Springfield, Illinois, and Missouri. In Springfield, Illinois and Missouri are the only 4 states that recognize Lincoln's birthday as state holidays.
They're all the rage thanks to social media. Now viral posts claim some popular tumblers are toxic. Tonight, the experts weigh in on the safety of Stanley mugs. Kansas City is ready to party. The preps for a Chiefs victory parade and the swift plan of action in case a special guest shows up.
A forecast tailored for a championship parade in Kansas City this week and a look towards President's Day weekend in St. Louis.